Film Club.
I'm
yeah,
so
fine.
slouched.
Lean back and you're fine.
Oh my God, look at my neck when I do that.
Thank you for joining us for one more round. And welcome to episode 8 of Film Club. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Harrison. To my right, as always, Annie Dalton. I didn't mean to say it with that hint of begrudging.
I thought you were going to say the light inside is all.
The light inside was all Andy Dalton. And joining us this week,
Hello.
Marley Pride.
Hi.
Marley,
Yes.
this week
Yes.
we've been watching a certain film.
Good Dinosaur.
As we do every single week in Film Club, we invite the audience along to watch along with us. This week, what was it?
Good Dinosaur.
Hey, Good Dinosaur.
Good Dinosaur. So, I'd like a nice little introduction to the Good Dinosaur. It's a Disney film. It's not their latest one, is it? Because Inside Out was.
No, Good Dinosaur came out after Inside Out.
Disney Pixar.
It's Disney Pixar.
Ah, shit. Anyway, it's Disney. But no, it's Good Dinosaur, and it's a lovely film about a dinosaur. Extinction passes dinosaurs. They become, a lot more intelligent. Like, for example, a farm and everything. It's about a lovely little family, mother, father, 3 siblings, and Arlo, the youngest, and the most, he's got like a fear of life and everything. He gets lost. Meets a young kid, doesn't he?
He wants to die.
And it's about his journey back, and it's about a journey of finding who he is and himself. And it was a very lovely film. It was you that actually told me to watch it again.
I did.
And I watched it again for last night. It was for today, and it was brilliant. So I'll ask you in a bit,
Okay.
Andy, because you're the one that hasn't spoken about this. What were your first thoughts and just generalised thoughts of the film?
So, bear in mind, I really love Pixar.
Is it Pixar? Is it Disney?
It's Pixar, isn't it?
It's Pixar Disney.
So which one is Disney?
Because I've got that wrote down. It definitely is. I even wrote down the name of the
So
director.
it's the guy who directed it. Is the guy who have you ever seen the short they did? But I want to say before.
Peter Sohn.
Yes. Who?
Check you out the notes.
Yeah, man.
He did that little short where it's the stork taking the babies.
Oh, that one.
from the clouds.
Which is now actually a film called Stalks.
And it's wonderful.
Oh, that one. The clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was a lovely film.
I love that shot.
What was that for?
Is it up? I want to say it's up.
It could well be up, yeah, because of the balloons. Oh, yeah. Anyway, sorry. So he directed
Continue.
that.
So I love Pixar.
Yeah.
I wasn't so hot on this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I think it's felt shallow for a Pixar film.
I actually wrote that. In terms of storytelling, the narrative's pretty Disney, to be fair, typical Disney. But in terms of animation, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, stunning.
Let's be honest.
And
if you look at it,
if we look at the animation for a bit, we'll do some positive stuff first. This is probably the most beautiful Pixar film I've ever seen. And in saying that, you're saying this is the most beautiful animated film you've ever seen.
It depends on the style. This is a really good example of animation replicating real life events, like the water. I remember you saying the water was superb.
Yeah.
The leaves, the pine leaves, now each individual one animates itself. It's incredible. But you do have these extremely beautiful animated films that are a great example of Studio Ghibli, which I know that you'd both not too highly on, but that's a style of animation. Whereas this is replicating real life.
But I think what it has as well, you're right, it's got that kind of almost photorealistic look about it.
yes.
It looks
But the thing that sells it for me is the colour palette.
Yeah.
It's regardless of the style of it, the colour palette is it's gorgeous.
Is that because it's all seasonal? Like when it's autumn, it's autumn.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much plays with blue and green is the primaries, and then you have a lot of earthy oranges.
Yeah.
That it really sells that Midwestern vibe that they're trying to go for, along with the music as well.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Well, actually, I haven't wrote much about music.
Your specialty.
That's you go on about music. I've wrote just about sound and
I kind of wanted to give it to you because I couldn't quite put a finger on what the music. I didn't know it's
to be honest,
of it, but
I
the
can't
style
think.
of music.
I can't think.
Because it feels Western, it feels Midwest, like American.
Well, there's obviously the obvious. Sorry, that was the worst wording in the world. There's that part with
Obviously the obvious.
T-Rexes
Yeah, I was going to say that.
and the banjo and stuff like that. So that's kind of Western thing.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the music, I'm sorry to say that I can't pick up anything because it wasn't one of the
Well,
things.
we were
that stood out
counting
to
on
me.
you for that. You've just ruined
Yeah,
it for
sorry.
us.
I've got stuff about sound, but just not the music.
Thanks for tuning in for in-depth analysis of the films. Our sound guy has really blown you away there.
I actually do tend to look at more like cinematography, whereas you focus on sound now, which is because it's quite nice. Because we
swapped.
Well, yeah, that's it. Because whereas I could go on about the sound, like The Martian is a great example where I go on about sound, this, that, and the other. But what I like about this is I notice stuff from I love this word and I will use it all the time in a film club, a layman's perspective. Oh. I will see like cinematography just from what you talk about.
I start putting the lower third down here and it says layman.
We're all laymen, aren't we?
Just layman.
You absolute fucking layman. It's such a good, like, it's a word and it just means that you're not clued up in that particular subject too well. You're just a normal like kind of person. You're not a professional. So that's what I like. Like, it's nice to see what the audience would actually bring up. Someone who hasn't seen visuals or cinematography. And for you, it's nice to see you're taking it because it's someone who's not too clued up with sound. Actually sees what they take back from it, like music-wise or the sound itself. Yeah. So you think there's a nice westernized feel to it?
Yeah, I think that really, like, for me, that was sold really with the music and the colour palette. And that's why I think the look of this film, it's just like, irregardless of how like shallow or whatever the story is, it's just really lovely to watch.
And it's like, do you know what I like about it? It's like the zigzag between like the realism and the cartoonism.
Yes. Yeah.
So like, I remember, because obviously I work at the cinema, you get sneak peeks of things sometimes. In the original draft for The Good Dinosaur, the dinosaurs were much more realistic looking. And I'm not sure that it worked, whereas now that they've made it more sort of cartoony, the split between the realism and the sort of the fantasy kind of...
Yeah.
There's a note here where it looks almost like animated cartoony kind of style, superimposed on the real world, and yet that real world is animated like the...
Yeah.
But I think that also kind of comments on, well, we know that the asteroid did hit Earth. True. So it's like, it's that kind of vibe that I get from it as well, as that this could have been what happened, however, it's not.
For them as animators, I think it's a nice way of balancing that style that they kind of solidified in something like
the
Incredibles, the Pixar style, but also letting themselves push like what they're doing constantly. Because if you just lulled in the Pixar style of like the Incredibles, they'd like kind of perfect that by now.
Yeah.
But instead, you get to do their characters in that style, but the world they get to push themselves forward.
Branching out, isn't it? Well, for Pixar, kind of. Could argue. Sound though, what's really cool with it being animated is it's like, what I love about animation is it's almost like a free rein for sound designers. So this is going, but
I'll let you go on that because I have no idea.
Well, the idea is you get a particular scene, or even there's another part as well. You might get a scene, and you'll get shown it. A great example is one of my projects at university was to redo the sound for Corpse Bride. When you redo a normal film, like if I go like that, I'll have to redo a slapping sound for Andy. If you do it in a film, you could have a punch, a wallop, a bit more comical kind of effect.
Yeah.
So you could emphasise that kind of like cartoony style it might have. But what did really well in this is to stay true to the actual imagery, in the sense of coincidentally last night I watched Saving Private Ryan again. There's always that fantastic scene at the start where the camera's going underwater and the sound changes because he hears stuff underwater differently. It does it again, The Good Dinosaur, when he's in the river.
He's in the water.
And it keeps going up and down. It was absolutely brilliantly done. And another part about the sound as well is what's absolutely incredible about animation, and I absolutely love it, and I've always said this to you, and I'm saying it to you, is it's brilliant. It's an absolute brilliant thing for, well, there's two parts to this. For actual voice actors, or just actors in general, to show their style and their range of acting, and doing dialogue. Because what the animators tend to do in animation is animate after they've done their lines. So you get a particular style, they get away directing, they have no... Because when you... there's something called ADR, which the majority of film does, is you have a scene, we're talking now, and then I'll just go on the camera and I'll try and recreate everything I'm trying to say now. Yeah. It works the opposite with animation. So you speak first.
The voice first.
Yes, and the animators do it over you. And what was brilliant about this, and that's it exactly, is it gives more rein to the voice actors, as mentioned. In this case, Raymond Ochoa, who does Arlo, was absolutely fantastic. And he had such a good voice, like when he's going, oh, like that. You could just hear that emotion in his voice. And it was brilliant because he would then be animated to that after. And it's again, you've got free rein for sound designers, but you just got this kind of different perspective when doing the voice, the vocals and the dialogue. So
that was it Tom Hanks said that he did like hundreds and hundreds of takes for Woody, in Toy Story.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because they would say, right, I need you to do this line, but I need you to do it in like however many different ways.
Yeah.
And so then obviously the animation would have been done afterwards. But can you imagine how tiring that must be to find ways of going,
Well,
all the time? I don't know why I didn't just say something instead of just squeaking. I don't know.
No, it was a very good squeak. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
No, but it's lovely. It was lovely stuff to see anyway. Going back to what you mentioned about the visuals, when we touched on the sound and just the animation in general, what I thought this was, and because I have a thing with you about animation, I can't wait to see you see more of animation, because I do have this love for it, is it felt, you said one thing before about how the film Moon, was a vehicle for Sam Rockwell, the actor.
Yeah, it was.
I feel that The Good Dinosaur, whilst plot-wise it might not be the best thing ever, in regards to visuals and showing what animation can truly do and showing that actually has a genre for the male audience, I'm so sorry, for the adult audience. I know, that's a complete wrong word to use.
Well.
There is animation available for the adult audience, and I think that The Good Dinosaur, is a good vehicle for animation in general. Yes, you have like stuff like Wallace and Gromit, Studio Ghibli, but again, you know, the how it does animate the environment to look so realistic, the water, the trees. I think that's it just shows how powerful animation can be.
Definitely come a long way. I think very quickly.
Can I disagree in one regard?
Ooh.
Which is,
Devil's
I don't
advocate.
think this is a good way of getting an adult audience into watching animation. Because this feels like the most kid-friendly Pixar film.
It is very,
Can I-
very kid-friendly.
Take that back then.
Go on.
In regards to, there's a world out there animation can, there's so many possibilities when you use animation. This might not have been the best film in terms of story and plot and feel, because it's more, you know, like you said, to kids, but just showing how animation can be I don't know how you use it, because you have normal film, like live action, that's it, live action. You have live action, you have animation, but because you got it's hard to say, you got CGI and everything out there, but not many adults watch animation. It's more like seen towards a kid's thing. Whereas I think that just the visuals in this film can show that it could be ways in the future animation could, like, you know, you could have these powerful films, a bit like CGI, like Interstellar.
But I think we already have that, is the thing. That's my sticking point with this. Pixar have been doing that for years. Like, even the Toy Story films are technically family friendly. And then they're meant for all ages. And then stuff like Inside Out, which,
I was going to say,
to be
Inside
fair,
Out.
like it comes
was
after
fantastic,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Inside Out,
before.
even like WALL-E and stuff to a degree, is like they're talking on a thematic level which is accessible to adults.
See, I don't think Inside Out
was-
really is a children's film, because if you look at the
Massively.
topics that are covered in Inside Out, it's all about like the psyche, really.
yeah.
And that's kind of a really difficult concept for children to sort of grasp. It's done in a really clever way where children can, on a basic level, understand it. But if you're looking at it as an adult,
Yeah.
that story has got so much depth to it, and you can go, right, well, what about this, that, the other?
Yeah. I always think about when they run through, is it abstract thought?
Yes.
And there's that joke towards the end with like, we're being deconstructed. I think that's absolutely hilarious, but like for a kid, that's just totally
It goes
gonna
straight over
the
their heads, yeah.
So yeah, I want to harp on about the story a little bit because
No, please do. Please do.
is
So we're going on to the more.
typical-
So that was a good part, so we're going to the
I
story.
think it's typical Disney.
it is, and that's a shame because like Pixar have never been typical Disney.
No, they haven't.
And then the opening to this is very, very reminiscent of Lion King.
Yes.
I said this to Andy. I said, it's Jungle Book, it's Lion King, it's Land Before Time.
Yep.
It's all those films. It's all your typical Disney films in one.
Yep.
And like
Meets Ice Age.
Yeah, it really
Meets
is.
Ice Age, that's good,
Because
yeah.
like if you look at the father-son sort of
Yep.
relationship in Good Dinosaur, it literally mirrors what happens in The
Must
Lion
have to.
King.
Oh yeah, like you hear him talk to him
Yeah.
the first time, you're like, you're gonna die.
Yeah, and then it's the whole thing about
teach him a lesson
how
as
he
well.
died as well, though. He falls.
Yeah,
And like,
yep. That's-
not
yeah.
even just that. It was you even had like the Scar, a Simba kind of thing with the rock, and then obviously Mufasa, he falls and he dies, and it's a stampede, but
also-
it's a water. It's
Just like Simba sees his father,
yes, at the end.
and Arlo sees his father, and it's actually
It's in his
actually see
head,
themselves
isn't it? Yeah.
as themselves. There's
This
loads.
is all taking place after they've had a bonding moment
Yes.
at night in a field. It's
Where the fireflies.
it's real Lion King vibes, and then turns into
paw print as well.
Then turns into like the kind of buddy comedy.
Yeah.
Let's get this guy home style of Ice Age.
Yeah.
I
didn't think of Ice Age, to be honest, because
not
I went
Disney, is
more
it?
down sort of Jungle Book route. I went down, like Mowgli kind of thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
With Spot. I love Spot, by the way. I absolutely adore him. I think he's like a little puppy. I just want to take him home and look after him.
He's just scratching his head.
He
No, it's
does.
classy,
He really
yeah.
does. Yeah.
No, so the story, it's a shame really because if nowadays you find that like Pixar, every film they bring out is like just it's going to absolutely smash it. And this seems to be the first time in a long time that they've done a film. It's just like, well, actually no, the other one is Cars 2. That's fucking shocking.
Everyone was a bit shaky on the first Cars anyway, weren't they?
It's great. The
But
soundtrack
it's
to that
the
film is
highest
insane.
grossing merchandise, isn't it? Cars.
it really?
Cars is the
kids, that's right,
highest
yeah.
grossing merchandise.
Oh, mate's little brother, he adored Cars when he was a kid. He just, everything was raw.
I don't get it. I guess kids like cars, toys and stuff,
True, yeah.
so I guess.
Yeah,
But
but
it's a genuinely good film, and it's a weirdly good idea, but the soundtrack that makes that film...
are we talking about Cars now?
Cars. We're like,
No, but for me, it's like the first time in a long time that Good Dinosaurs Pixar's brought out something. It's just like,
Yeah.
It almost felt like this is handled by like Pixar B team. It was almost like they've got access to all the technology that Pixar does and all the techniques Pixar does, and they've spent loads of time crafting this thing, but didn't tell the story with it.
Yeah. I mean, everything that I read around it said the same thing, like the story falls short. And I get that it does, but do you know, sometimes I do just like simplistic. So like if you are looking for a simplistic film, if you've got children, it's perfect. It's perfect for kids because they can understand it. But as well, it brings in sort of topics that children need to learn to deal with. So maybe this is like Lion King.
Not just death.
For our generation.
Decapitation.
Decapitation?
Yeah. Do you remember when Spot gets the bug for Arlo?
oh, right.
And like the bug's alive. We've established that creatures are like sentient things in this world. He just rips his head off.
Do you not find it really odd that Spot, who is the human, has more animalistic traits than the actual animals or dinosaurs?
I think it was kind of like the thing they were playing with, wasn't it? Was that like if the meteor hadn't have hit, would dinosaurs become intelligent and we would have been animalistic things?
But
It's Disney again. It's a good example of Disney using like Toy Story. They use toys, and Cars. They use cars, and Lion King and a couple of other films. They use Robin Hood. That was it. They use animals. I can't remember the word. Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I could
have just butchered that.
You have an animal.
Animals
who's like
with humanistic traits.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've got an issue about that as well.
Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry, right? So Pixar, you're right. Pixar always nailed that thing about like bugs. I've been about bugs. Monsters Inc. being about like the monsters, like Finding Nemo about the fish. And it's all...
What's wrong with fish? Fish are friends, not food.
It's all great.
I watched that today.
Been waiting to use that line.
So long.
So they're all great, but they're great because the reason for it is part of the story.
Yeah.
The fact that like we're looking at monsters is part of the story. That's because they scare children. The fact that we're looking at fish is part of the story because like fish get captured and put in little like fish tanks and like we scare them.
Backfired that though, didn't it?
A little bit. That poor kid.
I know.
At the end of The Good Dinosaur, I actually thought to myself, why the hell was he a dinosaur?
Yeah, like what was the purpose of
Yeah, like
being a
why did
dinosaur?
I have to watch that film with a dinosaur in the lead?
It could have been any animal, realistically.
Yeah.
It could have. Because when you think about it, it doesn't ever go on to about the asteroid or anything like that, does it? It doesn't have like an ending, if that makes sense.
And I think that's the thing that makes this feel more like a Disney film than a Pixar film.
Yeah.
Like you saw things like Lady and the Tramp, where like they just happen to be dogs and like they just talk when humans aren't around. And Pixar were the ones that took that and grounded it with things like Toy Story.
Yeah.
And they were the ones that said, okay, if we're going to make this film about toys, let's have a reason for them to be toys. Let's make that integral to the story. I think that's what they lost with The Good Dinosaur.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Thanks.
But yeah, it is very, very Disney vibes, because even like the whole Disney thing about family and about a loss of a parent and all that kind of stuff that is typically Disney. Because if you think about any Disney film where it involves somebody or their family, there's either a loss of a father figure or a mother figure, or a loss of both, or they have like evil stepmother, stepfather, whatever kind of figure.
It's like a rift in the family.
It is, and that is very, very typical Disney.
Yeah.
And again, it's
Frozen.
played through. Yeah, well, Frozen's slightly different in terms of like the romance side of things, but yeah, they do both lose their parents.
Yeah, they don't. Forget about that.
Yeah, they do. And then in this one, obviously, it's the typical coming-of-age Disney, I've lost my parent, I need to find myself story.
Yeah.
That is typical.
That's kind of where it ends as well. Like, there is no opposing force which is stopping him from achieving that goal.
No, just himself.
He just does it.
Yeah.
And, like, we have... The only antagonists we have in the film are those...
There's two.
The pterodactyls.
No, there's the other one, there's the velociraptors.
Yeah, but they kind of come for a scene and bugger off again straight away.
Yeah, they're not in it very much.
Whereas the pterodactyls turn up...
Out the blue.
Seem like nice guy,
they fuck some shit up. And then they go away and another storm happens and they come back and
come in like
fuck some more
sharks, don't
shit
they?
up because...
Which
I did not like
because of the
I'm not
reasons.
fond of
The storm brings or something? The storm provides.
The storm provides, yeah.
Which, interesting kind of character, like, remind me of the Turtles a little bit at first from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Like, when you first meet them, like, dude, the storm provides.
Like a bit hippie-ish, and then they go, oh my God, he's just ate a little fluffy thing.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful, like, turning point. You're like, okay, that's kind of hilarious. But they don't have a reason to be around there. Like, they have no objective which stops Arlo from claiming his objective, other than the fact that they want to eat Spot.
Little Spot.
Yeah.
But I think as well, it's about Arlo learning to provide for others, because he has to learn to protect others, because he's always been protected by somebody else, and it's his chance then to step up and say, no, actually, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah.
So I think
a lot of it's overcome fear, isn't it?
Yeah, with the thing with Arlo, if he was a person, he would literally be shaking with anxiety. He really would. And like, so as this character, it kind of, it's just literally about him learning how to just
grow up, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. But it's not just growing up, is it? It's about learning how to cope with that anxiety feeling and that. What is it? His dad says something about fear. Hold on, I wrote it down because I really like the line.
Dad tells him to get over fear, doesn't he?
He does. What does he say? Sometimes you have to get through the fear to see the beauty on the other side.
Yeah,
that's when he's the fireflies in the field, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because he's a fanny and won't go in the field with the fireflies.
Obviously, that's echoed later on with the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Who says something about I never get over. Like, the fear's always there. You just have to learn to push through it or something.
Yeah, I think I wrote that down as well somewhere.
That was a good scene, that with the T-Rexes.
That I love that T-Rex scene where they're sitting around the campfire. They're like little cowboys, aren't they? I love it.
What was interesting, just when we're on about like similarities to Lion King, was how Simba became friends with Timon and Pumbaa, who later on Nala tries to attack because they are the prey of Simba, the main character. In this case, it's Arlo who becomes the prey of the T-Rexes, who end up being his friends.
Yeah.
And they're the predators. And I thought that was a nice little
twist.
They remind me of the sharks in Finding Nemo.
Oh, Brucey.
Dinosaur's a friend, not food.
I love Brucey.
So, we've been watching you.
What?
Oh, the best part of the film, the MVP. Well, he holds the MVP.
Oh, the creepy
thing.
Triceratops thing with all the birds on it.
With the MVP, Debbie.
Debbie the bird.
I don't like the bird.
You don't like the bird, Debbie? You got Destructure. You got some dream guy who's dreaming of unrealistic goals, and then you got Debbie, who's just cracking. Like, she won the film for me. I want to know who did the voice acting for her and stuff.
I don't know who it was.
Debbie.
She doesn't have a voice, so she's just a bird sound.
Dude, birds tweet. Birds tweet.
The Triceratops is hilarious, where they're like shouting.
Yeah, Debbie, come back! No, I thought it was a nice little moment, that.
Do you know one of my favourite scenes? It's not far from that scene. It's the psychedelic scene.
Oh, they just trip out? Yeah, that was just like the blue, wasn't it? Yeah,
I was just like, I remember watching it for the first time and just being like, they're absolutely off their bonds.
Yeah. I actually made a note of that saying, is that the first drug trip in a Pixar film?
Yeah, it might be.
And do we have the first decapitation of the Pixar film? And is this the most amount of violence in any Pixar film as well?
Even though it's like the most kid-friendly one. How does this work?
Totally juxtaposes one another. It's like, this is for kids, but like watch me rip his head off, then eat his insides.
Do you know what I realised though, watching this? I've just thought about it there because I don't know where I was in my head. There's not that many female characters.
No. Oh, yeah, we haven't done this in a while. Excuse me.
Sorry, yeah, gender's kind of my thing.
No, of course, yeah.
There is his mother and his sister, and then there is the T-Rex girl. But I can't think really of any other female. Obviously, Debbie the bird, but she doesn't speak.
MVP.
Really? I'm sorry.
Is one of the raptors female?
Yes, and one of the pterodactyls potentially is, I think.
But they don't have large roles. They're not large roles. They're not important roles. Even his mother, it's not his mother that he's missing. It's his father.
Yeah. That's really.
And even though she's the one who's left behind, and he's like, yeah, I've got to get back before the first snow so I can protect my mother. She's seen kind of as weak, like she can't do it. And as well, to say that, she collapses in the field, doesn't she?
Oh yeah,
she collapses in the field without the dad. She's useless.
She can't do it. Although then she's like, I really need you to help me out here because I can't manage on my own.
Yeah. So
what, Libby? What about Buck?
And Libby seems to just disappear after that.
She's not in as much as Buck, is she?
I really liked her in the beginning because she's quite cheeky. She like gets Buck to spray the water, and then she's like, my job's done. See you later.
That's it. You literally don't. You see at the end hugging Arlo, and I was like,
and then that's it.
All right.
And it's very, very much male orientated.
Yeah.
Like character-wise, anyway. I found
it does pass the Bechdel test.
It does.
Libby speaks to her mother just about farming, so they have a conversation. It's not about a guy.
Goodness.
We scrape the Bechdel test.
We've got this. Since we've done that. A couple of nice points to point out. A couple of things to point out. Just lovely about the film in general, and just Pixar and stuff, is there was one thing that they did really well, and that's how the a lot of films, a lot of animation, just films in general, just kind of like something happens, and you might have like a scratch on your top, and it just next part you don't. What was really cool about this is Arlo maintained all his bruises.
He has bruising, doesn't he?
He does, and it was really well done. Yeah. It's like that continuity.
I was trying to think, I was like, I can't remember if any other animation where they've had like bruising or something like that.
There'll be one out there, but it's rare.
Like cuts and stuff like that. But bruising I found was like a new one.
Is it Sohn knees or something?
It's like his knees and like round the bottom of his feet, they go like a purpley colour.
Like even when he traps his foot in and Spot takes him out, he's got a thing on his foot.
We never find out it's Spot.
Little paw prints with footprints and that. Sorry.
Spot. But it goes back to the colour palette. It stays within the sort of colour palette.
Colour palette as well. Do you want a really cool? My other cool point is Arlo's skin is green.
Yeah.
Spot's hair is brown.
Yeah.
Arlo's eyes are brown, and Spot's eyes are green.
Oh, soulmates
How cool is
for
that?
life.
How cool is that? Yeah. So I really appreciate that from Pixar. There, it was brilliant.
Do you know? That family scene, you know, where they draw the circles.
Yes, it was.
And they bury the people. Oh God.
Oh, that part, when it was about my father's. Yeah.
I think
terrible.
Best scene in the film.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Cried like a baby. I'm terrible for crying though, so.
But sets up maybe my least favourite scene in the film.
Oh, why?
Which is when, at the end, he gives Spot over to the other family.
You don't know anything about this other family.
Exactly.
You don't know what they're like.
Was the message of this film, you're better off
with your own kind.
People who look like you,
rather than people who love you.
Irregardless of if you know them.
Like, that's what, do you know, I cried at that bit as well because he draws a circle around him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, if you love somebody and like, you've got that, they've got this bond, whatever this bond is, and they click, they work together. So for them to just go, all right, yeah, because, you know, these people have just come, same species as you, see you later, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going back with my dinosaur family.
Like, wouldn't that have been better if instead, when he's like, oh, yeah, family, nice people, and like he's thinking of staying with them, Arlo draws a circle around, or Spot draws a circle around him and Arlo?
Yeah. Or like...
Doesn't that not
if Arlo walked off and then Spot was like, actually, no, you know what? He's my mate. I'm going with him.
Yeah, and so he's like, oh, those guys look like you. Yeah, just stay with them.
See you, Spot.
But you know what's weird? I don't understand how they hold hands. Because he seems to be quite feral humans, and yet suddenly they get up and hold hands.
They're also wearing clothes as well, but the more intelligent dinosaurs aren't wearing clothes.
True.
Really winds
Yeah, but they
me up
have
that they're
skin,
wearing
like... And,
modesty
You have skin.
issues.
yeah, but I'm like
Do you mean like
blubber and fat and stuff.
bits? Is that what you're
You have
getting
blubber
on?
and fat.
Thanks, mate. Who are you? It's not your fault. Too much food.
So yeah, really odd message to end the film on.
Yeah.
Just didn't sit well with me.
But because I would have been like, no, Spot's coming with me.
I think that's where I got the Ice Age vibe as well.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, kid human, put him back with the other humans.
But they do that in Jungle Book as well with Mowgli, don't they? Oh, yeah, the village full of people. Off you pop.
Sort off. That's what it is, basically. Like.
Yeah.
So, as a film,
Yes.
as a whole,
Yes.
story-wise, it could have done a bit better. Pixar could have done better. Animations and even sound,
Yes.
brilliant.
Yes.
It would be nice to see their next film, what they actually do.
Do we know what the next film is? They're doing Incredibles 2, I know that.
Cars 3.
What's
Because
the
the
next-
trailer came out like last week.
What's their next original film where it's not a sequel or prequel or anything like that?
I don't know, because I've got like Cars 3, Finding Dory. Is that out?
That's been and gone.
Finding
with
Dory
times,
apparently
Andy.
came out. Then, they're talking Incredibles 2, they're talking Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Like,
I really don't know why they're continuing Toy Story. It should have...
Toy Story ended.
Yes.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
It was done. Stop. Stop.
So, but no, it'd be nice to see what Pixar actually do next and bringing up that point about what you said about the animals, the bugs, the toys, and see if they actually have a relation to why they are looking like they are.
Yeah.
Or they go down the inside out route.
I was going to say Inside Out makes me hopeful for what comes next.
Yeah.
True.
They're doing a second one of that as well.
Inside Out?
Yes. But I think that'd be good.
Could be, I guess.
Because I think it would be interesting to see, because obviously in Riley's head she's got male and female traits, whereas in everybody else's head it's just one gender, whereas she's got two. And as she's going to be coming of age, she's going to hit puberty. Is that going to change one way or the other? Is she going to identify as male or is she going to identify as female?
Yeah, or could change her sexuality in some way.
Yeah.
She
Seems quite androgynous. Is that the right
Androgynous.
word? Is that the word?
Androgynous.
But no, that's nice. It should happen nowadays. You know, like, why shouldn't girls play hockey? Anyway, we'll go into Inside Out another time.
You do need to do Inside Out. I think that would be a really good one to do.
We'll definitely return to some sort of Pixar film in the future. But if you've been watching along at home, thank you very much for watching along. Now,
Cheers.
as we said at the beginning, every week in Film Club, we invite you along to watch a film with us. So next week,
We can't wait for Rogue One, so we're watching
Force Awakens. We're up in episode 7, The Force Awakens.
And you're both going to be.
But this is actually
really
episode 8 of Film Club. Next week will be episode 9 of Film Club, and we're watching episode 7 of Star Wars. How confusing is that?
And I've seen no Star Wars films ever.
What?
Why does he do these things to me?
Never ever.
Oh shit, I'm going to go walk off now. Yeah, cheers for Film Club.
Sorry.
So Molly's got a lot of watching
I got a lot
to
of
do before
catching
next
up to
week.
do, apparently.
So let us know in the comments below whether or not you enjoyed The Good Dinosaur. And also,
down.
if you want to let us know...
He's done.
If you want to let us know
done.
about Star Wars Episode 7, by all means get in touch on Twitter, or you can leave a comment in the comments below. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching.
Please watch Star Wars.